Want to bring in Marcia Kramer. And Marcia, you spoke with him just last night. What was his reaction, and did he believe he was going to no longer be a congressman?
Well, I was really surprised when he called me, and it was a sort of an oddly forthright conversation. He told me point blank that he was going to be expelled. He did the numbers, and even though there was some sentiment for keeping him, in the House, he said that he knew that he was going to be expelled. But he seemed to be at peace with it. He told me, in his words, that he knew that he had hooked up with what he called some bad people, and that he had to rehabilitate himself, and that going forward, he was going to commit himself to rehabilitating himself and his image and trying to figure out what the next step for him would be. But, you know, on a certain level, it seemed like he was at peace with it. And I think that, I hate to say it, but he also talked about the fact that he would be the 6th person to be expelled. And I think that there was a part of him that thought that no matter what happened, he would always be in the history books as the 6th person to ever be expelled from the House.
I believe he referred to it as a badge of honor that he would be carrying with him.
Yes, and I think that on some level, his desire for public acclaim, even though it's sort of a weird thing to hang your hat on, he felt at peace with that.
When we talk about what's next in that district seat, there's been such turmoil since he's been elected. A special election will have to be called by the governor. What are you seeing in regard to who might run, who might be the next person to represent the district?
Well, the thing is that there should be a special election probably within 2 months, because you have to give the Republicans and Democrats to pick, each party picks one person to run. My sources are telling me that right now it looks like Tom Suozzi, the former congressman, is the odds-on favorite to get the Democratic nod. I'm told that Hakeem Jeffries, the Senate Minority Leader, has weighed in, and he thinks that Suozzi, who has name recognition, would be the one who would have the best chance of holding the seat. And in the Republican side, there are 3 candidates who are vying for that nomination. But the Republicans seem to feel that a former state senator, Jack Martin, would have the best chance in terms of name recognition, but he's been a little reticent. The thing you have to understand is this, that the district was redrawn the last time, and it's not the district that Tom Suozzi represented. It's far more Republican. And so I know for a fact that when they were considering trying to remove Santos, the Republican county leader, Joe Cairo, told the other Republicans in the Senate, in the House, that they thought that they would have a good chance of taking the seat, so it was okay to try to expel Santos. So I think that the Republicans are looking at that as a possibility of holding the seat. Now, the thing that's interesting about it is that the Court of Appeals is expected to ask them to redraw the lines. So in November, it could be a whole new program, and it could be a whole new district, and it's unclear, you know, whether the Democrats would have sway or the Republicans would have sway. It depends on redistricting.
But either way, we do know that Congressman George Santos no longer representing that district.
No.
All right, Marcia Kramer, thank you so much. I know you've been following this very closely, speaking with Santos throughout this entire time, so we appreciate it. Thank you. And we will continue to follow this breaking news for you in Congress. George Santos no longer representing that district in Long Island and Queens. We will have much more for you, live team coverage throughout the day and coming up on CBS 2 News at noon.
This has been breaking news.